TGIF. Yeah, so this is gonna be a quick video because I gotta leave for Tempe book club, and I'm carpooling with somebody else because I've been having back pain, like really, yeah, back pain. So enough for me to, literally just started talking, enough for me to had to go to the ER on Monday. I was working and I'm like, okay. Then I was like, I can't sit through this. This is painful. I couldn't even get dressed. Like, if you knew how long it took me to put my underwear on. And yeah, it was bad. Then to get to my clothes on. So I finished like one job. I pushed through the pain for that. And then I was like, the supervisor on duty, who's not my supervisor, I was like, I gotta go. Put me down to sick, but I gotta go. And then it took me like another 30 minutes to finish getting dressed. And I did brush my teeth because that's gonna be all over my face. So I am hot. Give me 1 second. I should do that first because getting up and down is not great. And so I put a mask on so that I got in there because I'm like, I'm not normally around you people. I'm not trying to get whatever somebody else up in here has. So they still have masks. They still have hand sanitizer. I'm like, thank you. Because, you know, some places have stopped having hand sanitizer available. They had the little machines, but there ain't nothing coming out. It's to say box stores, some other places too. Like, what is this white spot right here? So I was grateful for that. And this is supposed to be a simple look, but I'm still put primer. So anyway, I spent a few hours there. And I had to go to the one by my house, and I remember why I don't go to that one. They may have changed the name, but I don't know if they know what they're doing. Because I look at my paperwork and it just says diagnosis back pain. I'm like, really? I didn't have to go to college for that. I didn't have to get a medical degree for that. And all it says is back pain? Okay. I'm like, yeah. It's barely any left. I'm gonna have to open this net soon. But me and like the intake doctor, I guess he was a doctor, I don't know what he was, but we were deducing it might be something or other, but again, that did not make its way into my paperwork, so. And I couldn't sit, I had to stand while they were asking me questions. I had to stand the whole time. So it was, yeah, it was not great. And then he's like, I'm gonna take you back, but he's like, you can sit over here, you can sit over there, or if you wanted to stand the whole time. And I'm like, and take you right back does not mean take you right back. So I was like, okay, I'll try to sit in that chair as a recliner. Tissues, yeah, okay. We're just gonna have to deal with it because I can't get up again. So we're using Maybelline's, the angle, Fit Me. When I first started my journey, I used shade 60 and another color that was way too light. And I needed a matte. I'm gonna put that down. Let's go Live Tinted. It's Asian American Pacific Islander month. I've had this, so this isn't that I bought just for now. But we're using it today. And you can use, this is a lip and cheek color thing. So it's multi-use. You can use it for eyes as well. Reason why I'm pulling it out is because my shade is Found. This is a restock, so. That's why I was pulling it out, just to do that. Okay, so she is pumping out these videos. If you follow Andrea Renee, she's pumping out these videos lately. So I do not have a brush for that. I don't have a lot of brushes because, again, I'm not supposed to be doing that much. But anyway, so I finally did sit, and then the dude who's going to try to get me to stand, I was like, you're pulling. He's like, okay. And then later on, the guy who initially took all my answers to questions, he eventually, he was taking somebody else back, and he was like, okay, I can take you back as well. I'm like, okay, give me a second. He's like, you need a hand? He did not pull. He let me use him to get up. And so he said I had a good grip. I'm like, I've not heard that before because everybody knows me, I have no hamstring. So I was like, oh, okay. Apparently, if I need to get up a grip or something, I can do that. So it's good to know. But anyway, so I went in the back. Could not sit on the bed. Of course, they want to give you a urine sample, and I'm like, thinking, one, I gotta walk down the hall. Two, luckily they have that string, so if you need help, because I'm like, yeah. So I was in there, it was a struggle, and then I'm thick-thighed. Thick thighs save lives, but when you're trying to pee in a cup on a toilet that's not wide, it takes, yeah. So that was, I would say I spent more time trying to figure out how to do all that than actually using the bathroom and then getting out. Luckily, usually in the morning, because again, the thought of my pants and stuff touching the floor. Okay, so we did that. And so we're gonna go in with this. I'm gonna hope this is 55, so it's not too dark. It might be too light. They didn't have the other color. There's 60, 57, I think 55, and then 50 or something in there. So right now we see it looks like it could be too light. We'll see, because you would not think a 60. If this is freaking 55 and then 60 is next, it's like what? We'll see. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to take this, and then I'm gonna put some right there. And we're using it as a blush. And then we're also using it for eyes. What am I gonna do that first? Let's do this. Okay. Is that why I had that? It is. Okay, we're gonna use our hand for the other part. But yeah, so eventually I got that done, and then eventually she gave me a shot and a bunch of pills, and I'm almost like, were those placebos? Because those freaking pills barely did anything. I'm like, I don't know what you gave me. But it didn't really do a lot, so I'm like, okay. I mean, it gave me enough, I could finally, like, maybe just shot, sit down a little bit, but I still couldn't sit. So I was like, I don't know what you people gave me. And the reason I got the Maybelline is because I need a concealer that's more matte, because I love my Fenty, but we know that's very hydrating. And I have dry under eyes, but I also need something a little more matte. I'm trying to think of the Lancôme Tinted, if that one. I like that one. I've used that in the past. I kind of need a sale for that one to rebuy it. And hopefully the same shade that I think I am. I think it's 520W. But anyway, eventually I got out of there. And luckily they pushed my prescription to the pharmacy. And eventually they're like, yeah, you can go, here's some paperwork, whatever. And I'm like, so I'm leaving, and I'm like, nobody took my insurance. Initially, when I came in, the lady was on the phone. She took my ID. She's like, have you been here before? I'm like, 20-something years ago. I don't live in that same apartment. I'm thinking while she's in there, she's updating it to make sure. She obviously didn't look, because I was like, nobody took before I left, I was like, nobody took my insurance. I live in the same complex, but you mail something to that apartment. That lady ain't gonna give me my mail. I've had that issue before. They're like, okay. So they came out, took my information. Mind you, we're in the lobby with other people. I'm like, so anybody has my information now. You're not exactly quiet. Luckily, I am. And then they scanned my insurance. I'm like, okay. And then I left. And of course, just as I pull into apartment complex parking lot, my prescription was ready. I was going to have a friend go get it, but I'm like, if it, because I said after 1, it'd be ready after 1. It was not. Mind you, the turn to get to my street and complex, that hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. So, yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm still in the car. We're just gonna, okay, that's not bad. All right, since I'm still in the car, I'm just gonna go. That's kind of why I like where I live, because I'm like, so many things are right here. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. I don't know if it's really doing anything, but I was a little worried. I'm like, how is that supposed to be my shade? If you want a subtle highlight kind of thing. So you know when you get a concealer, that's your same shade. I think 60 is definitely my same shade. Yeah, I think, yeah, for subtleness, yeah. Yeah, I think this works for sure. So I went, because I was already in the store, I'm like, let me get other things I need. I could not get water. But I was like, let me get other things I need while I'm out. And then walk to the pharmacy, which I did. So normally it would have been a 5-minute trip, but because I can't walk that fast, I had my cane. Had this cane from Goodwill like years ago from something that happened. So it took me forever to get, and I got a breakfast bowl as well. So I went and got lemonade, breakfast bowl. Doing that and walking to the pharmacy took forever. And finally they're like, okay, here, give me my prescription. And I'm like, usually they ask, do you need the pharmacist to tell you anything? He didn't ask me that. Mind you, they always ask me that. He didn't ask me. I'm like, I need to talk to the pharmacist. I'm like, I've never taken this stuff before in my life. So I was like, okay. We are going to, so whatever's on this brush, which was MAC, the MAC Studio Fix Plus is what we're using. I'm just going over everything. I'm not adding anything. I'm just going to bring everything together, hopefully, without me having to. And I realized I did not set. So we'll do that real quick. And so he told me, ask questions. Do I have to eat this food, not food, things like that. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut this because it's going everywhere, but that looks bigger on camera versus what I'm looking at in person. So let me just pat that because I'm trying to use this. Have you used this, with food? Because I've never used it before. You're like, yeah, you can take it with food. It's good to use it with food. Because sometimes, basically most medications you should take with food. That's just how I feel. Okay, now let's finish. Okay, So we're using bronzer as well. I'm going to start with the eyes because I'm going to use it for that. So I'm just going to go transition kind of the edges. And then I went, they used to have a sort of phone so you could check out if you had food with you, but they don't seem to do that anymore. So I was like, we gotta go to a different checkout. So I was trying to, with my cane, the prescriptions, which I made them ask. They said, do you want a bag? Yeah, I got it in a bag. And then carrying a big old jug because they didn't have the lemonade, the Simply Lemonade is what I like. They were completely out of that except for the light version. I don't remember if I've had the light version, and I'm like, I don't feel like trying that right now. Okay, I'm liking how that looks right there. And since I'm here, I'm just gonna go ahead and make this, use this contour color. So they had like a 52 ounce, which is probably, I should have been picking up a 52 ounce. It's clean, and I'm trying to, like, can you pick up the bronzer? I thought I heard a kid crying. I think that's why I was like, what? So, but I did manage to check out, again, moving very slowly. And then climb out of my home, back in the car, climb out, kind of things. Like, the hardest part has been getting in and out of the car, which is why I didn't leave my house again until yesterday, Thursday. You know, some friends are, you know, eventually I did, you know, post. I'm not gonna text everybody I was in the hospital kind of thing. You know, eventually people like did ask me individually. I appreciate the people who actually, instead of just commenting on a post, actually text me, actually messaged me, do you need anything? Because I think with social media, people are just so like, and I know sometimes I see something, I'm like, but when I see certain things, they're going through something or something like that, I will reach out off of social media. And I've learned that everybody does that, as was apparent. I'm just like, you can put this message on you want. But certain people did reach out. I'm like, okay, I appreciate that. I'm like, you need anything? And I was like, okay. I'm like, right now I do not, because I had food. I didn't need anything. And then eventually, yeah, I probably could use the water. And I ended up getting water last night. I'm just using a lot of bronzer because we're not using blush. Or we have. I did use it there, but sometimes instead of bronzer, you can, instead of blush, you could just use bronzer. And you still get that kind of summer glowy kind of look. Okay. Okay. Let's spray. I was holding on to the desk the whole time. Because that has been working for me. It's pretty much, my back has gotten better to where I don't have to hold on to things as much, but still, like, even going in the bathroom, I hold on to the counter, and to get up fully, I have to, luckily, I can leave the door open, and I have to hold on to the door to push the rest of my way up. I can use the cane, but I'm a bit of a germaphobic, so I don't want to get the cane. I at least put the cane in the bathroom, just away from the toilet. If I could, I was thinking I could reach it if I really wanted to, but no. But yeah, I've been using the door to push up the rest of the way. It's just, yeah. So yeah, I really didn't really get a really good diagnosis of what it is. You know, you just have thoughts. And of course, they like follow up with your primary. And for some reason, they didn't think probably didn't think I had a primary, because they never asked for my insurance, which would tell you, or they never asked me, do you have a primary? They just presumed I didn't have one. I'm like, and I tried to, because there is that medical discrimination. So I tried to go in there. Believe me, if I could have got my jeans on and dressed nice to go in there, I would have, but I couldn't. So I at least had on scrubs. I had to have flip-flops because I couldn't at that point put socks on my feet. Right now I put socks on because my feet, even I had a pedicure a couple weeks ago, they are rough. The paint is perfect, but otherwise they're kind of rough looking. They need to be buffed, and I'm like, I can't buff them right now. So I was trying to look nice or decent so that they wouldn't judge me or think I'm this type of person, whatever. And I'm saying all these places do, but it's been known to happen. And there's research, there's people, it's been known to happen. I'm like, I was trying to get the best quality. Yeah. Okay, so eyes, let's finish the eyes. Again, we have Live Tinted. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there. So let's flip. Then mascara. This is probably the last time I use. I'm trying not to buy. I'm trying not to buy another mascara because I want a giveaway by one of the influencers I follow. I want to give away, and I don't know, which basically is a bunch of makeup products. I don't know what's going to be in that box, which hopefully comes tomorrow. This post office is open. I can go. I don't know how big that box is going to be. I could have had it delivered to the house, but I would still have to find the steps, whatever. I don't know how big it is. So I was just like, post office. Let's just send it to the post office. And I've kind of messaged her before, so there's a history. So I'm like, I know this is the person who actually sent it to me. I went back and forth about using house or using my house address or the PO box. Sometimes I give my house, but yeah, I want the PO box, which I usually have to check it anyway. I don't have to check it because nobody sends me anything. Every now and then, but not really. Oh, this looks nice. I like how it looks. Oh, let's finish these lips. We're using Live Tinted for liner. I don't know how I feel about that being a liner. Let's look at it for a second. What's on this? Okay, I was trying to use it as a liner because it's supposed to be like burnt sienna. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not going to use the white because that's going to leave a taste. Me leaning back, that was supporting my back. Versus just leaning, I was leaning, using that. Okay. I was just going to use One Beauty. My lips are very dry now. I have some of the Sephora collection gloss. I bombed on them. To moisture my lips, because okay, so that didn't work for that. That was good otherwise. I'm not gonna put any more. I could put some right there, but we're gonna leave that because being out in the sun, everything, I'm like, oh, I didn't put that much blush on. Later on, I'm like, damn, I have a lot of blush on. So there's that. And then we're going in with the the new MACximal in Hodgepodge, which only looks good. I told you before, only looks good with a red liner, a red purplish burgundy liner. For me, it does not work with a brown liner. It looks gray to me. So otherwise, this does look great. Just kind of see right there. But like I said, I found a way to make it work. Okay. Let's put on earrings. We are putting on the pearls. I don't know what earrings I wore. Oh, I wore my little kind of heart earrings on Monday to the hospital. I didn't wear the pearls. So I'm thinking, I was like, oh. I think because sometimes, because I shave my head and the way I dress, I was like, do they stereotype me and think I'm gay? I'm not, and there's nothing wrong with being gay. But sometimes I'm just like, I'm not. But but sometimes I'm just like, because I look up something, I'm like, oh, I could probably. I think I'm pretty hot that I can, but I don't go that way. But yeah, sometimes I'm just like, because I have these shirts that I have that when I had hair, I was like, okay, she's feminine, whatever, and you could be feminine, lesbian, what have you, like that, what have you. But I'd be just like, I'm like, sometimes I look, I guess you could say more masculine. I'm like, I'm not masculine. I like to look feminine, and there's nothing wrong with that. You could be a guy and want to look feminine, that's fine. But so that's why I'm just like, sometimes I'm just like, I don't, yeah. I'm like, okay, this is, yeah. I like how this looks, so. I know that's not the thing I usually use, but nothing came off. So the other thing, mind you, all this dealing with my back, what else happens? I'm not going to show it. One of my crowns fell off. It does not hurt because it's a crown that obviously did a root canal at some point and the root is dead, what have you. But I'm like, you can't even tell that there was a tooth that was embedded in there. So I'm like, how this crown literally just fell off. I was eating something chewy. It never fails. This is why I don't chew gum. And I'm like, how long have I had this crown? They say your dental works last about 10 years. Probably. And I'm like, I'm still paying off my last tooth extraction from earlier this year because my insurance decided not to pay for something. So I'm like, it's pointless to go to the dentist because they're not going to do anything unless I pay my bill, which I have money to pay my bill, but I'd rather pay it in installments. And now I have this ER bill. I paid the deductible, but not deductible, I paid the copay. The deductible, mind you, they text me the next day. The hospital texted me the next day. Here's your bill, or estimated bill. I'm like, It's the next day. I literally just gave you my insurance. I'm like, my insurance hasn't even contacted me yet. So yeah, I paid the copay, and I'm like, I can pay the rest of it, fortunately, but I'm like, can I payment plan, or can I get them to reduce it? All this other stuff. But anyway, my insurance this year has not been paying for things they should be paying for, so that's why I'm like, the tooth. And it's in an area where you may not see it, but because it's just a crown, I have the post. I'm like, do I get another post? But it doesn't hurt, so I don't want the post to be pulled out. But put another crown on it. It's like, do I need it? Otherwise, it looks weird if you look at my mouth, but we're not looking at my mouth. Okay, I'm rambling. With that, what time is it? And it's the time I need to leave to go so I can meet one of the girls. We've already talked about carpooling, so I'm driving to her house because I can't sit for more than 30 minutes. And driving more than 30 minutes is going to kill me as well. So I've been during work day, I've been getting up, not every 30 minutes, but I've been getting up, what have you. So we agreed. I was like, if I can go, I'm able to go, meaning my back wasn't hurting enough, I can go. I'm like, okay, I'll drive there, that's 30 minutes. She could drive the rest of the way, it's another 30 minutes. Mind you, I went to see Sinners last night. Third time. IMAX, because it's back on IMAX, so I got these tickets 2 weeks ago. And I was like, if I don't have to get a refund, if I can make it to the theater, I made it. The steps were hard for me. The seat, though, was perfect. The seat was more comfortable than sitting working. So I was able to sit for 2 hours, 17 minutes. Let's say it's 2.5, because them freaking trailers are long as hell, and there's at least 5 trailers. Was it worth an IMAX? To see the grains of the film, the 70 millimeter film? Yes, IMAX. For visually, go see Sinners in IMAX. For sound, go to a theater that has great sound, like Dolby, the Majestic in Tempe. That's where I saw it the second time. You could feel it in the seats. That one scene, everybody knows that one scene. You could feel it in the seats. At the IMAX theater, it was still great, but you could not feel it like you could at the Majestic. So yeah, it's still a great film. And I still sent shivers through me, that one scene. Like, I could feel it. Yeah, it's just still a good movie. So if you haven't seen it yet, go see it. If you're not easily offended, it's basically a film about black joy. That's what I'm going to say. There's other things going on, but it's a vampire movie, but black joy. In black culture. That's how I've been summing it up in my head and why people keep going to see it. Okay, that's enough. Okay, I can go to book club. So everybody, have a good night.